subscribe our channel, stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. AITA for refusing to accept my daughter's relationship with her married older boss. I have a daughter Lucy and she's 23. Lucy graduated from university last year and started working at a company. It wasn't the job related to her degree, but she wanted some full-time work experience before she seriously looked for a job relevant to her degree. She settled in really well, was making good money and seemed happy. She even started paying me rent, entirely her choice, because she said she wanted to pay me back for the 4 years I supported her through university. Her mom died when she was young, so I've been a single dad to her and her brother Josh, 22, most of their lives. Any money I got went into providing them with a house or with education, and I'm lucky that I managed to pay off the house with my wife's life insurance and that I used a lot towards their education so they didn't have debt. Anyway, on to the story. My son came round for a family dinner as he lives 2 hours away a little while ago. He asked how we were and what we were up to, and Lucy stunned us by revealing she was dating someone. I was delighted and asked general questions, but she was really vague, only really saying he worked in a decent company and was slightly older. I know what a new relationship is like, so I didn't push my questioning further. So a couple of weeks pass with no issues until one day all hell breaks loose. Lucy comes home from work one day saying her boss wife has been harassing her and being abusive to her. She claimed to have done nothing wrong, and obviously I initially believed her since she's my little girl. I spent a few hours gently asking her what happened, and her story kept changing, so I got suspicious. I asked her what the truth was and why would her boss wife randomly start targeting her, and Lucy revealed it's because she was caught having sex with her boss in his marital bed. She then revealed she wasn't just dating him, but they'd been having an affair for months. Her 41-year-old boss. She told me she loved him and that he was leaving his wife for her, someone young enough to be his daughter. The time afterwards consisted of my daughter being called all names under the sun by the wife, and she even introduced me to her boyfriend. I was not impressed and told him she is too young for him and the fact he's her boss is creepy. They both showed no signs of giving up their jobs, and I even said I don't accept them dating as it's wrong, creepy, and that the poor wife is the innocent victim in all this. Lucy tried to get Josh on her side and he's keeping clear of it all. Lucy is now accusing me of being a horrible dad and denies I do not quote supporting her and the man she loves. She has since moved out and in with this guy as she said she doesn't want to be around my toxicity. I told her that I'm uncomfortable with it because he's 18 years older than her and only a couple of years younger than me. I'm 48, he is her boss and he was married. She has accused me also of trying to destroy her happiness, and I'm at a loss of what to do. I do wonder, because at the end of the day it's my daughter and all I want is for her to be happy. I love her. You want her to be a good person too, though. It's why you're disappointed. You really don't have to support this. What you can do is wait for her to come to her senses. Chiming in to agree here. It's hard to be happy if you can't behave ethically, and associate with other people who don't behave ethically. This is a story old as time. He's young enough that he could father more children, with your daughter, and be able to leave her in the same way he's leaving his current wife. Seriously, if she gets pregnant soon, this could happen to her in 5-7 years. I'm hoping someone else in your family, maybe her brother, can reach her, and maybe ask some probing questions about how she feels about what she's done. I'm afraid of what damage could be done in the time between now and when she finally comes to her senses. Auntie A. Your daughter is being the typical shitty naive girl who sleeps with her married boss. Funny she mentions the word destroy because she is currently helping her boss destroy his marriage and wreck his family. She doesn't care, however, because she's selfish in getting exactly what she wants. If he was truly serious about her, he would divorce his wife before he entered into a relationship. But why get divorced when you can get the poor nannies so easy and free and also get to keep your wife? Yeah, is the boss getting a divorce, or does he just want to have a piece on the side? Has the daughter really thought about all of this entails? Any gains or promotions that she gets at work will be viewed as her sleeping her way to the top. If her boss doesn't own the company, the minute HR gets wind of this relationship, someone, guess who? Will be fired or transferred. Does the boss have children? They probably won't take too kindly to the homewrecker. There is a 20-year gap between them. After the first rush of excitement is over, how much do they have in common? And she should expect that since her boss has no concept of commitment, he can easily cheat on her. Since the daughter is an adult, Op can't force her to break it off with her boss, but neither does he have to welcome them with open arms. My mom is dating a terrible person and I DK what to do about it. I'm 22, female, and have lived on my own since I left for college at 17. I have a sister who's 14, brother who's 11, my mom is 49 and her boyfriend is 35, red flag number 1. My mom and dad got divorced when I was a sophomore, junior in college. My dad is an alcoholic and I haven't had a relationship with him since they divorced, but my mom and I are fairly close. My mom first introduced me to this guy last Thanksgiving. He seemed okay but too young and immature for her. Their relationship also seemed to move too quickly. He started spending a lot of time at her house fairly early on. But he seemed to be nice to my mom and siblings, so I shrugged it off. I learned from my sister that on the 4th of July the boyfriend, I'll call him asshole, flipped out and screamed at my mom in front of my siblings and his family for talking to a cop. He also told my sister that the only difficult thing she's ever been through was the divorce. My sister, who is a boss-ass 14-year-old, laid into him about everything she had gone through with my dad and he apparently backed off. Another example of his shitty behavior. We went on vacation and asshole apparently got butthurt that my brother and sister had an attitude with my mom. I was there and they didn't really, and he left without saying a word and sat in the hotel room all day, wasting the money my mom had spent on his pass to go to the beach. When we got back he acted like nothing happened and wanted to go out to eat. He has apparently convinced my mom that my brother and sister have a bad attitude. My mom didn't notice this before he pointed it out. They don't have an attitude beyond what's normal for their age, they don't get in trouble, and they're overall really smart, good kids. He has effectively turned my mom against them and now every little joke or remark they make offends her when before she would laugh. It makes it pretty impossible to have a good time around her anymore. The last straw came yesterday when my sister texted me and said that asshole had beat their dog for peeing in my mom's room. My sister said she could hear the dog crying and yelping and then asshole put him outside. My sister sent me screenshots of a long text she sent to my mom explaining how unacceptable this is and my mom just responded that asshole was stressed out as if that's an excuse. This is a tiny little 10 pounds dog, too, and it's my brother and sister's dog, not assholes. My sister said that her and my brother have tried to confront my mom about asshole multiple times and she makes excuses for him and defends him. Hearing about what he did to the dog absolutely broke my heart and was the last straw for me. Asshole just bought my brother and sister a tiny kitten and I'm worried for the safety of all their animals as well as that of my siblings. I'm absolutely disgusted that my mom is defending him and I don't know how to confront her in a way that makes her realize how god-awful this guy is. No one who lays hands on an animal is a good person, full stop, end of story. I don't know how to approach this and I'm worried if I go about it in the wrong way my mom will just dig her heels in deeper. TL, doctor, my mom's piece of shit boyfriend has convinced her that my brother and sister are bad kids. Has screamed at her and my siblings because my mom talked to a cop, and now is beating on their dog. I think it's time to have an adult conversation with your mom. No judgment so she doesn't feel attacked and get defensive, but acknowledge that she had a hard marriage with your dad and deserves to be happy, but she needs to prioritize her children. It sounds like she keeps choosing asshole over your siblings and especially your brother. He is still so young. Your mom needs to hear how harmful it will be to him. I 10,000% agree with you. I'm so worried for my siblings and my mom too. I just don't know how to go about this without her continuing to dig in her heels. My sister has approached her in a really mature way and explained why his behavior isn't okay and how it makes her feel, and my mom has been very dismissive. Coming from your sister, maybe it came across as complaining? Hopefully coming from you it will be heard adult to adult. Do you live nearby so you could meet for coffee or set up a time to meet and talk in person to show that it's really important? Thanks for listening so far. If story have an update, we will post here. Like, subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.